What's going on, man? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Ron. Today I got the shades on, baby. Put them sunnies on, sway. The glare's kind of bad, but if it's a problem, I trust the subscribers, the 9 subscribers, to let me know down below. If the glasses are a problem, I only care if it's the subscribers, man. If you're not a subscriber, click the fuck off this video or just subscribe, man, and then let me know. If these glasses are a problem with the glare, dude, I will take them off in the next video. But I'm kind of blind. It's tough to read the screen, so we're rocking with the glasses today. We got Tier 2 wide receiver, or no, Tier 1 and Tier 2 wide receivers, because Tier 1 is just one man alone. We all know who he is, but 0.5 PPR. Let's get into it, man.
I know I'm pretty cool. My nitty bag, my kitty boots. I got the juice, I got the...
First up, we have Michael Thomas, man. He's going off the board as the 104 and 0.5 PPR drafts as the wide receiver 1. This is completely warranted, man. He was a stud. He was the wide receiver 1 last year, and he broke the single-season reception record. He's in a tier of his own, and I'd take him in the top 5, but I would take him after my tier 1 of running backs. So he's a top 5 guy to me. I wouldn't take him at the 104, but he's going to fall to me at the 105s in drafts. That's just how that works. And when you look at his production last year, it was insane. He was number 1 in targets, receptions, target share, and receiving yards. He had 186 targets total, and he's set to get 30% or more target share in 2020. He has so much stability around him with Sean Payton, who's a top offensive mind in the league, and Drew Brees, who's a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's accurate. And when you have Michael Thomas, who has such a low ADOT, and he's getting those looks behind the first down marker, Drew Brees only needs that accuracy. He doesn't need so much that throw power anymore to get him the football. So Michael Thomas is going to get looks from Drew Brees. He's going to have Sean Payton calling plays for him, and he's insanely efficient with all of this massive volume. He was number 3 in yards per route run, and he's an underrated red zone threat, man. He was number 4 in contested catch rate, catching 63% on 30 targets, and he led the league with 20 red zone receptions and was 3rd in touchdowns with 9. So he's going to get red zone looks, he's efficient, and he's going to lead the league in targets and most likely target share. Michael Thomas is in a tier of his own. The next wide receiver that's at the top of tier 2 is going to be Davante Adams, man. He's going off the board as the 108 in fantasy drafts as the wide receiver 2. Now that's right around where I'm comfortable taking him. I'd probably take him more towards the back end of the first round, like around like the 9 or 10 spot, but not really much to argue with there, man. 2019 was an extremely disappointing season due to a toe strain that he suffered in week 4. When you look at it, there's not much to worry from the injury because it was the first time in his career he missed more than 2 games with an injury. He only missed 3 games total in his career before the toe strain, and he's outside the top 40 in injury probability and fragility rating on Player Profiler. On top of that, he was the wide receiver 6 in points per game last year when he was healthy, and he was one of 3 receivers to get in that elite 30% target share plus range. So he's going to get a 30% plus target share. The Packers, I'm not really sure what's going on with their front office, man. They're kind of some bums where they're out there drafting a quarterback when they already have Aaron Rodgers. They're drafting a running back when they have A.J. Dillon. They're giving Aaron Rodgers nobody to pass to besides Davante Adams. So we'll take that for what it is in fantasy. Davante Adams is going to eat. He has no one on the outside. I do like Allen Lazard late in drafts, but he's not a guy who's going to threaten Davante Adams' 30% target share. On top of getting a crazy amount of target share, he's a big red zone weapon, man. When you look at the FanDuel odds for over-unders on touchdowns, Davante Adams has the highest one. His over-under is set at 9.5, and you can see DeAndre Hopkins is at 8.5, and so is Michael Thomas. So Davante Adams has a little bit more of touchdown upside than those guys. So he's going to have a 30% target share, he's going to score touchdowns, and we're going to see him get more volume this year. The Packers last year were 13-3, and they really outplayed their actual talent level on their roster, and it allowed them to have good game scripts and run the ball with Aaron Jones. This year, though, they're over-under set at 9. So they're expected to go from 13-3, and the sportsbooks expect them to go 9-7. So if they're going to have that setback, it's going to force them to be behind more in games. Aaron Rodgers is going to have to throw the ball. Maybe we'll get a better Aaron Rodgers this year. Last year was kind of a setback, but Davante Adams is going to eat this year. He's going to stay healthy. That injury was fluky. He's going to be fine. Fire up Davante Adams as a wide receiver 1 on your team, and you should be set, man. All right, next up we got Tyreek Hill, man. That boy is a cheetah. Fastest man in the NFL, baby. Everyone's sleeping on his skill set and the kind of stud he is, man. Look, man. Last year, man, I'm completely throwing it out the window, man. Tyreek Hill, he dealt with an injury that I cannot even name. He dealt with a sternoclavicular joint dislocation. I couldn't tell you where that is on my body at this current moment, but he dislocated it, and on top of that, he sprained his hamstring. Now, when you look at his game logs, he missed 4 games. He logged a 50% or less target share in 3 of those games. So, in my book, he missed 7 games and was playing hurt throughout the full season. I'm literally taking the season and throwing it out the window. We already have Tyreek Hill healthy for a full 16-game season with Patrick Mahomes on the best offense in the league. This is literally the same situation as 2018 when he balled out. So there's no reason to worry about Tyreek Hill, like, oh, is he not good, whatever from last year. Look, man, he was hurt. He balled out. They won a Super Bowl. He's going to be back this year. You have to look at what he did in 2018 to get a real feel for what he can do in 2020, man. When you look at it, Tyreek Hill, we know he's a stud, and he's going to have insane boom weeks that are going to win you games. In 2018, he put up 87 catches, 1,479 yards, and 12 touchdowns in 16 games, and he finished as the wide receiver 3 in points per game. Now, from that point, from 2018 to his rookie season, he never missed a game due to injury. Now we know Tyreek Hill has been known to do some suspect things off the field, but if his lying significant other can just chill out for just a 16-game season with coronavirus, we'll get Tyreek Hill for full 16 games. The guy will be a stud. He's an elite wide receiver, man. We know the speed. We know the quarterback. We know the system. Don't overthink it with Tyreek Hill. I love him in the beginning of the second round as a sick wide receiver that's going to win you weeks, man. All right, next up we have Julio Jones, man. He's going off the board at the 202 as the wide receiver 5 in fantasy drafts right now, and it's for good reason, man. The boy, he's been nothing but consistent. Since 2015, he's finished as the wide receiver 4, 5, 6, 4, and 2, and averaged 15.9.5 PPR points in that span. Now, people want to look at that, and they put it aside like, oh, but Julio's old, and he's injury-prone, whatever. The guy has only missed 3 games in that time span, in the 5 seasons. He's had 0 major injuries, and right now Player Profiler has him 30th in injury probability and 51st in fragility rating, meaning that he's the 30th most likely receiver to miss a game in 2020. So expect him to stay healthy, expect him to ball out in Atlanta for another year, and I don't want to hear all this nonsense of, oh, Julio, he's getting old, he might fall off this year. Look, man, don't let the target share fool you. He was 10th last year with 25.7% target share, yet he had the 2nd most targets total in the league. So even though his target share was a little bit lower, it's because of the Falcons' passing volume, man. The Falcons passed the ball at a league high, so Julio will still be top 5 in total targets despite a lower target share than he's had in recent memory. These targets are extremely valuable, though, because he was 1st in most air yards last year, and he has an ADOT of 12.6. So all of these targets that he's getting are down the field targets. The most valuable, because if you get a pass that's 5 yards out, or you get a pass that's 25 yards down the field, the expected fantasy points on that streak down the field is way more than a 5-yard out. Julio's getting the most valuable touches, and the Falcons are going to air it out this year, man. They've been 1st and 3rd in pass-to-run ratio the last 2 years, and they have the toughest schedule this year according to Warren Sharp's strength of schedule. So they're going to be behind in games this year. They play in domes, they play against Tom Brady, and they play against the Saints. There's going to be plenty of shootout games where Julio has multiple touchdowns and over 100 yards, man. This is the perfect environment for Julio's last dance, and you got to fire him up as that wide receiver 1 somewhere in I don't like him at the 202 like they have at ADP, but somewhere around that 206 range is perfect for Julio Jones, man. He's gonna be a stud this year. All right, man. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. Subscribe down below so you can have a say on if I should wear my glasses next video.
If you're not a subscriber and you care that I'm wearing these glasses, fuck you.
Draft Guide's coming in extremely soon. It's going to have all these tiers of all the position rankings, quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, all in the tiers to help you out, to help you dominate your draft, man. So that's going to come out. And if you're here, man, subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know, man. Are you messing with the videos? I'm trying to have fun on these. I'm trying to go crazy. We're going to be dropping 3 videos a week, man. As I said, subscribe down below. Let me know what's going on. I'll see you in the next one, man.